Hi everyone and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the information box below to get to your power number and you've realized and achieved that you are power year number 1, then you are at the right place. If you are power year number 1, January means you're in the month of 2. So let's talk about what that means. Power year number 1 is a very exciting year for you because it's a new beginning. It's a fresh start for the next 9 years, the whole cycle. It's the time when you're planting the seeds to move forward. Now, what I find a lot of time is also these plans are short term. So you could just be feeling a hankering for, I want to change. I need something new. Something's got to give in all different areas of your life. That's a power year number 1. It's a time to stand up for yourself. It's a time to stand apart from the crowd and not think about blending in this year. If you do, you do, but not focusing on that. However, the contrast with the month of 2, January is your month of 2. So the advice from the numbers to get through navigate through January successfully are in complete contrast. It's cooperation. It's trying to be a team. It's trying to sit back and listen rather than pipe up with the number 1 tendencies and shouting out your feelings. So it's a little bit of a contradiction. Month of 2 also is a good month to get married or to get engaged. It's also a big month of breakup. It's also a great month to think about having a family and multiplying in that way. So let's start by taking a look at, with some cards, let's take a look at if you're looking for a job, if you have that job, and investments, okay? Now, I read clairvoyantly with my cards, so my cards do have a basic meaning, but the emphasis isn't always just on that. It's also on clairvoyantly what I pick up. Okay, let's start. Let's see what's the best that we can achieve looking for that job in January, and you have fabulous cards. You do, and I will always give you what you get. It looks to me as though if you are looking for that job in January, that what is happening at this moment is a victory. You have a lovely victory, you have a promotion, you have so if you already have a job, you may get a promotion, or the job that you interviewed for that you thought that, I don't know if I have the right qualifications, looks fabulous. Prior to this, I see a lot of opportunities circling you. So you may have already done a lot of interviews, you may have already sent out a lot of resumes to people, or you already may have had many promotions pass you by or projects pass you by at work. But at this time, you look really, really good. The one little thing that I see that's coming into future for looking for a job or a job you already have is maybe a relocation or a little bit more travel or a little bit more distance than you'd like to go. The other thing is you might be feeling that the project you get assigned at work, you've finally been waiting to show your skills, the job you finally get offered is a little bit off your track, is a little bit different than what you're used to or a different niche. But according to what I'm seeing, you're going to have a lot of success. You're meant to be pushed in that direction by the universe. So go ahead and take a chance on that. These cards are very, very nice for investments or waiting for a bonus or waiting for the right person to work with. You're in that month of 2, number 1s. That means you might find the right financial planner for you, or the financial planner that you've had may come up with a really good plan to move forward. It might be for the next year. It might be for the whole entire cycle of your next 9 years. All in all, it looks very, very good. Just one more thought when it comes to investments, bonuses, or money coming back to you. Again, it may seem a little willy-nilly, or what's taking so long, or why is it longer than I thought, the payments coming back to me? It's meant to be that way because it's going to be a better outcome than what you planned. Honestly, you have very nice cards. Let's move on to romance. Now let's take a look. Let's think about romance. So power year number 1, and you're thinking, I think I want to change things up. I think I want something new. Maybe you're with someone and you want to make some changes in that relationship or even move on. The month of 2 for January means not so fast. Not so fast. Take it easy. Wait and see what the other person has to say, or speak with them and give them a chance to respond and give them a chance to see if they can improve upon what you'd like them to improve upon. Also, we're going to look at getting that relationship. So let's see about love for you, power year number 1s. You know, what I'm picking up, let's start with if you're in a relationship. What I'm picking up is you really would like to make a change, but you feel bad. You feel bad about bringing it up to your partner. You feel guilty about bringing it up to your partner. That's actually what's here. It's very, very emotional for you, and you don't feel justified. Some way, somehow, you don't feel justified. The next card is telling me, be nice. It's actually my be nice card. It's the card that says, don't strong arm, don't bully. You'll get more response by being nice. And that goes right along with your month of 2. So I feel like what these cards are suggesting in romance is not to be too pushy and too radical about making changes in the month of January. Let things coast a little bit and see what the performance is of your partner and if it gets better. Looking at getting that new relationship, these cards aren't suggesting January is the best month in a certain way. The cards are suggesting that you might be looking at the wrong person, looking at a person for the wrong reasons, or misjudging someone and thinking this person is right up my alley and exactly what I want. I'm finding here not so fast on that. Not quite, power year number 1s. I know you're anxious to get going. But that month of 2 says lay low, and these cards say lay low on looking for that relationship or moving too fast with that relationship. Give it some time. You might be attracting that same pattern of person that you're trying to get away from. Somehow our subconsciouses can pick out exactly who our pattern is in a crowded room, and it takes a real conscious effort. If you always pick someone who doesn't commit, I don't know, somehow we just know what our pattern is in this lifetime, and you'll continue picking it even if you want to change. It's a conscious effort on our behalf to give it time, give that relationship a month, 2 months, 3 months to really evaluate and watch closely. Am I changing up that pattern? So take it slow for January 1s. Our next section that we're going to take a look at, if you would, what I tell my clients is to think of a specific question. I find that my clients are the most satisfied at the end of a reading if they come in with a goal of what they want to know before they leave my office. And so what you would do right now is think about maybe you have a question about job, maybe you have a question about romance, and maybe you have a question about something completely different. And what we're going to do is ask, what's the best possible outcome for that question? I do want to remind you about special days in your month. The strongest days in your month ones are 9, 18, and 27. That's when the power is doubled for you. So it can be an extra wonderful day for communication, an extra wonderful day to get that job, an extra wonderful day to get that interview, an extra wonderful day to get pregnant if that's what you're looking for, or find that special home if you're looking for relocation. Okay? And so another thing too, while I'm choosing some cards, is of course when you watch me, and I'm a reader, we have nice cards here. Of course, you know that you would always use your own judgment. I like to shed some light on a situation that you have at hand, but I don't want you to ever rely on me. Of course, you're going to use your own judgment because you're smart and you already know that anyway. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that situation that you have on hand. And what we start with is our Fool card. And we all know that the Fool card is the first card of any tarot deck. And it talks about sticking your neck out and taking a risk. You're ready to go. This is number one. This is the energy of number one. Technically, it's the card of 0 in the deck because it's the beginning of the whole begin. But for your purposes, it's that itchy feeling like, I want to go, I want to shake, I want to move. The card that's behind you is a lovely card about support and relationships. So if you want to go out on a limb for anything that you're thinking, ones, it looks like you're going to have a nice outcome. It looks like you have the support to do that. The next card that I have is the card about movement and change. So as I was shuffling and moving things around, I was thinking about relocation and movement for you. You have 2 cards in your reading this month about relocation and moving. So I think that you have a really, really good shot at getting a job in sales, or a job that has a relocation, or a job that's going to move you around a little bit more, even a different office. If you want to move from New Jersey to the New York office, looks really good in this reading. Also looks good for starting a new project from scratch or a new idea from scratch. Say you just radically want to change in something. The cards are supporting that, and that you will find the support that you need to achieve that goal. And that's what we have for you this month, number ones. I thank you so much for joining Gemma's Window. If you'd like to get more information on me, you can scoot on over to gemmaswindow@gmail.com. You can send me an email with any questions. Also, number ones, if you'll send me an email on what your situations and conflicts are in life, or your questions, I can sort of guide your reading and see what the gist of the number ones are feeling out there. That would be great. Oh, and also, if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. Thanks so much for joining Gemma's Window. See you next month.